The Alumnus of the Year is a very special award granted annually to an alumnus or alumna of the King's College who has distinguished himself or herself in his or her chosen field and who exemplifies the Christian philosophy of the college through a life dedicated to the Lord. This year's recipient is very special to Al and Sally, as they were selected, Al and Sally were selected as co-alumnus of the year in Homecoming 2014. Now, Al and Sally, this isn't about Al and Sally, but Al and Sally were engaged to be married December 16th, 1966, following the King's College Christmas formal dinner in Briarcliff Manor, New York. In the car with them that night, driving to New York City, was Diane Dahlin and her date, Al's roommate, Dave, I hope this isn't upsetting to you, Tom Kirkwood. So the point is that Al and Sally and Diane go way back. Diane and her husband, Dave Weber, met while in training to become missionaries with Wycliffe Bible translators. Bible translation is necessary and important for all the people of the world. Diane and Dave worked many years in the translation of the Quechua Bible. He spelled it out for me so I could pronounce that. I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. It was completed and delivered on August 6, 2011. Each year, on that date, the Quechua people gather to celebrate the opportunity to study the scriptures in their own language. This past August, Pastor Placido said, "God's word has been very important in my life as a pastor. I will never tire of thanking God for having his word in my own language." Diane and Dave have had an amazing lifetime of ministry in South America and literally around the world. Now, it's my distinct pleasure on behalf of a grateful alumni to thank them not only for serving the Lord in such a significant way and representing the King's College so well, but also to invite Diane to the podium to become the 2019 Alumnus of the Year. Please welcome Dr. Diana Dahlin Weber.
Attending the chapel at the Briarcliff campus meant descending the hill from the main building down to the gym. Sunshine, rain, or snow. Halfway down the hill, there was a large maple tree, and its leaves announced the seasons. Golden in the fall, their absence in the winter, and in spring, the buds. That maple tree was one of subjects of one of my paintings while I was there. And my tree, painted in late winter, was tall and stark. Its mighty trunk very evident, and its branches hinting of the leaves and spring. Recently, while reading J.R.R. Tolkien's Leaf by Niggle, my painting came to mind. Niggle, an artist, envisioned a masterpiece, first with a tree and leaves, then with a forest, and then snow-capped peaks in the distance. However, Niggle was easily distracted from his grand vision by others needing his help. When Niggle died, he felt he had failed. What remained of his canvas was but a single, yet exquisite leaf. The story goes on to tell us that when Niggle entered the mountains of the afterlife, he encountered his tree, alive and complete. Now, my canvas revealed a leafless tree on the King's College campus. And as I consider the 50-plus years since that time, since I took up the brush, leaves have been added to my tree. Leaves of education, master's, PhD. I've had family, my wonderful husband and children, 48 years of service in literacy, linguistics, and Bible translation. Supporters, friends, teaching and consulting, travel. And the newest leaf has been a nonprofit that I started to help with funding grants and consulting for indigenous communities. Unlike Niggle, my vision was less than grand. It was, however, the King's College's vision that inspired my courage and faith. Timothy Keller reminds us that Niggle incarnates the truth. God gives us talents and gifts so we can do for one another what he wants to do for us and through us. But really, every one of us is a Niggle. Everyone wants to make a difference in this life, but that's beyond our control, unless there is God. In this life, if that's all there is, anything we do will be burned up. But with God, even the smallest, simplest pursuit in response to God's calling can matter forever. Psalms 1 tells us that those who obey the Lord are like trees growing beside streams, trees that produce fruit in season and always have leaves. This Alumni Award, a wreath of laurel leaves, crowns an incredible and unenvisioned career. Thank you.